You're the latest accessible mystery dungeon, Shiren the Wanderer, right? You own it, but you haven't been in the mood to actually tuck in. You know, it's good. It just requires a certain mood. Yeah, I don't know. Everything I've ever seen about mystery dungeon games is that they're very meta progression focused, which is just kind of yeah to me. Not a big fan of that. Died to a butterfly. Succumbed to despair after losing a leather bracer. Oh no. Immolated by a glow sphere. Been there. Ate too much dream bread gland paste. Murdered under mysterious circumstances by the villagers of Altara. Let's see. Well, I'm about to get hit by an ad. Yeah, I like games that focus on skill progression of the player's knowledge. And if you're focused on meta progression, I'm not super interested. Sup, Lightning Roger. Hope that helps with the carpal tunnel. Hell yeah. Should. Do bosses get hungry? Yeah, you don't want the bosses to eat you. Well, generally, the thing is, like, meta progression can be done well, right? And if meta progression is done well, then its numbers go up, game gets interesting. But the problem is the way most games do meta progression is they build you a toolkit, and then they remove 80% of the tools, and then they slowly give you the tools back. It would be like if each time you finished a run of CUD, you got access to a different mutation. Which wastes your fucking time, abuses your intelligence because the game assumes that you're too dumb to just have access to everything. And it's just boring. Just sucks. What is my character? Here, I'll show you. We're an Esper with force bubble, light manipulation, mental mirrors, psychometry, sense psychic, quantum jitters, and cryokinesis, and we've been spotted by the intergalactic Time Lords that want to make us dead. And we have a psychic glimmer of 21. Well, I mean, Hades is a good example of meta progression, sure. But it's, like, also not a roguelike at all. Like, I would say that it's almost not meta progression, and Hades is almost more just, like, a linear story that you play through by replaying the same randomly generated zones. Or, well, maybe not even randomly generated. Prefab zones? Calling that game randomly generated is a stretch. I generally just don't like games with meta progression. Don't actually care how good or bad it is. If it has meta progression, I usually just don't want to play it. Like, I've started playing games before, realized it's had meta progression, and then just, like, uninstalled the game. It's all procedurally generated? Yeah, sure. You are correct. Many things are splitting hairs, but splitting hairs is often worth it. I'm not doing anything until the ads are done. We got 20 seconds. Is realizing the weird interaction in game mechanics as you play more. The best meta progression is, I did this once before. I remember what this thing does, and then, or actually, no. I can't play this game because I don't see well enough, but I have a fuckload of respect for Noida. I can't play Noida because my eyes don't work properly and I can't see individual pixels like that. So, like, when one pixel can kill you, it's just not fun. Like, it's if that game ran at like a 10th the speed, maybe or if it had like real-time pause or something, I could play it, but like I can't play Noida. And it sucks. I would really like to play Noida. But such is the world, such is the life of being a person with broken eyesight and visual disabilities. But Noida doesn't have meta progression. It doesn't. It just, you learn how the mechanics work and you can just, like, replicate them better. Yeah, but the vast majority of the progression in Noida is learning how the mechanics work. Like, that is one of the best examples of, like, how to do that shit right. If anything, I would say it's one of the only examples I have in current games of how to do it right. Basically, for me, it's like, if your meta... And this is kind of where I draw the line on meta progression. If your meta progression makes it impossible to finish the game on the first run, you've done a bad job and start over. Certain kill yourself spells won't appear until you've killed some bosses. Fair enough. Okay, then that's news to me, but that's how I describe good meta progression. Is it's like, if you have the ability to, if you're able to beat a run on the first run, you've done meta progression right. Otherwise, you've done it wrong. I'm gonna take cooking and gathering. I think I'm gonna get meal prep. And we're going to grab Flower Fields Wilderness Lore so I don't get lost. And then Rivers and Lakes is the one that I got left. And that requires the knowledge of knowing of how to do it. All right, so let's go shopping. Cloaks and capes. No capes. No capes. Taser beam, Dynagut, something. Winemaker. I will admit, I have killed many of these shopkeepers before and just taken their stuff. Gruesome guts. Lovely. You must sell some lovely items. Cooking preparation. Spices. I'm looking for bullets. Exotic liquids. The best store. Because we're going to be a dual pistol wielding laser eye Esper. I'm actually just going to auto explore because sometimes there's like fancy stuff that I can read. What, in this game? I really like the static map. It's also not the only game to have a static map like this. I mean, Tome has a static map too. There's just a friggin' leg ripper over there. Oh, I'm dying of hunger. Probably eat something. Totally forgot. Okay, let's go back to what we were doing. Oh, in Noida. I get you. I thought you meant like the world map in this game. Well, I mean, whenever I find the gem cutter, it's like, well, thanks for this pile of diamonds. Bye. Build your own artifacts. Smoke. Ooh, hold up. Gotta pop into the smoke lounge. Very important. Sorry, am I hogging both the hookahs? What have you got to say about this? Live and drink, friend. Yeah, me too. How about you? I might be willing to trade. What do you has? You have bullets? Well, they're cheap. No, thank you, though. What about you? It stares at you unblinking. Just... I mean, it is a fish. I've never actually played Ivan. I've never played Ivan. It's one of the roguelikes I've had downloaded on my desktop for a billion years, but never played. That's funny. May the eaters gift you. Gift me what? I'm gonna hit this other hookah and walk away. I don't actually think the hookahs do anything. You can just smoke them, which is just kind of funny. So a lot of these guys down here are like normal mobs and stuff. I haven't even done the first quest, by the way. Like, we're just like fucking around and playing. Like, that's one of the reasons this game's awesome is like, yeah, I could be doing the normal quest line right now. But instead I'm just like, you know, having a good time. Chilling. Adventure mode can't come quick enough. Adventure mode's a very different thing to this game. This game's way more structured. I think this guy's the gun dealer. No, that's the armor dealer. How about you? You're the Glover. Not to be confused with the hit video game franchise, Glover. Did they actually make a second Glover? I don't think they did. Chest pieces. Oh, hey, there's the armor. Actually kind of doesn't have much of use. I also don't really have much to trade. I just have some drams. Oops. Ouchie. You never fiddled around with it in Classic? I mean, that makes sense, but it's very different from this. So if you're going into adventure mode and hoping for something like this, you're going to be very rudely disappointed. There's a painted vase with some history on it. Traveling near Aktarashmu Mesh in Channel Quarter Amu, Yaxaris was captured by bandits. She languished in captivity for 3 years, eventually escaping. We also have one over here that is engraved with a scene from the life of the ancient Sultan Rusef. In one, he closed the gates to the Tomb of the Eaters and abducted the throne and dissolved the Sultanate in order to lift the curse of Gyre. Of Gear. Okay, just making sure. In 2344 BR, Shadowcunt had her legacy challenged by an asphalt over an ordinance. No, not an asphalt, an aspirant over an ordinance mandating the practice of watching sand shift through an hourglass. And she won and had the claimant trapped in an atomic clock. She was 54 years old. Let me try this again from the beginning. I did not say Shadowcunt. Shadow KHT, however the fuck you pronounce that, had her legacy challenged by an aspirant over an ordinance mandating the practice of watching sand shift through an hourglass. She won and had the claimant trapped in an atomic clock, and she was 54 years old. Shadowcunt. I don't know how to pronounce the D-O-K-H-T, so... A dark, scolarized... I don't know what you're talking about, Death. Also, hi, Death. This is just the way this game looks. Like, there's no themes for this game. This is just the way it looks. Yes, they were trapped inside of an atomic clock. Although Shadowcunt trapping somebody inside of an atomic cock would be much funnier, but unfortunately, no. Pablo. Sup, dude? Thanks for the 17th month. I'm looking for the gun store. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I've never used a text editor, really. I'm not a programmer. You should know this about me. I use default text settings for Notepad++, plus if I need to edit something, at which point then I stare at a how-to doc and then copy-paste some text and pray it works. That's the extent of my ability to program. Is pray it works. Yeah, that too. It's also not constant from person to person. As an example, light modes are very eye-friendly for me. Everybody else on Earth thinks I'm a fucking crazy person. Schematics. Ooh. Schematics drafter. Holy So, Eater's Nectar Injector. That would be a lovely thing to make. Good luck actually finding the material to make them, though. Although I think, I could be wrong, I think this is where you get that. I've just never seen that as a schematic before. As somebody who's, like, severely visually impaired, I can't use computers without light mode. Apothecary. Dark mode doesn't give me migraines. Wow, it doesn't give me migraines, but it makes me see cross-eyed. Like it like fucks with like the stability of my blind spots. I mean, there's more than one person who works on this game, but yeah. I'm gonna eat some hot and spiny. We gain 12 heat resist and reflect damage. And I think also it, like, unequips my armor. Because I just gained porcupine spikes. No, it doesn't. Okay. It's totally personal preference and you kid. No, it's just, you'd be amazed how, like, weirdly, creepily-ishly aggressive some people get about dark mode. Cyan 6th Narquin. There's a gun there. What kind of gun is that? I was heading home, but, okay, let's hit them once. Badly damaged. Okay. So there are guns here, which means I need to be careful. Oh! So do you remember how we were talking earlier about people that can just mind meld you? Well, hopefully this just, like, teleports back at him when I turn on, or with my mental mirror. So we'll see what happens. Not gonna hit him there. Oh, got him. Let's pick up them bullets. Oh, did I already get them? Probably already got them. Well, I mean, tools are not ergonomics, right? Ergonomics are just fits the human body, right? Everybody has similar ergonomics. Everybody's eyes are different. Small milky tube. Okay, that could be something really cool. It could also be something really boring. It's a love injector. I can make something fall in love with me if I stab them with this. There's also an achievement, which I don't have because I've been too lazy to get it, called Love at First Sign, where you stab a sign with a love injector and then read the sign, and then the sign falls in love with you. But if you stab yourself, then the first thing you see, you fall in love with. And it gives you love sickness. You can also throw it at somebody. So, you know. It's a good time. Oh shit, I just got a Yappa recoiler? I need a cell for it, but also 53 grams of fresh water. And there's a Quillipede. Which is tough and hostile. This arthropod undulates forward on hundreds of glittering legs. Tiny needle-pointed quills jut out from between plates of chitin along its protracted body. It's in defensive stance. Can I inject the time wizards? If I can hit them with it. I can inject anybody with it. It's a love injector. Zoom. 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 Okay, so I managed to injure it. I don't have very good aim. Okay, it's wounded. It's a lot of XP if I kill it. Walk away a little bit. As long as I maintain distance. Got it. 375 XP. Easy. All right. There's an XKCD about literally everything. A homoelectric wrist warmer, which is a knitted sleeves that warms as you wear it. +8 cold resistance. I'll equip that. A weird artifact. Let's read its history. It's a freeze grenade MK2. And some crafting materials. The names in this game, wait until you find something actually, like, funny. Back at it again with the white vans. Wounded. Capacity's too weak. At least I walk faster than it. That's helpful. All right. I think mending clothes in DF is one of the most requested features, by the way. Enduro, for whatever it's worth. The music in this game makes you feel stoned? I haven't even gone anywhere trippy yet. I want to know what's in this sealed off room here. Also, there's a thing up here that probably none of you guys noticed. No, I'm not going to jump in it. You see this? It's a hole in the ground. No, I'm not going to jump into it. It might just be a long fall into an endless hole where I die. America should keep throwing their money into it, though. Touch it? You can. On your playthrough. I don't really feel like losing 3 hours of gameplay. Oh shit, we found some more ruins on the way back home. I discovered Tulip. It's filled with gnolls. Time to use my laser mind powers. I'm a bad person. I'm sorry, what is that? A bizarre contraption. Probably shouldn't touch that. Make it pass. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted. Oh, I'm somewhere else now. Where do you think I am, chat? It sent a sword here. It's so things keep appearing here because it's sucking stuff from where we were to here. So the reason like those ashes keep appearing is because that fight that we were just in is being... Oh, there. This guy just got teleported here now. This here Noel, who, I mean, I might not be in Kansas. This is probably somewhere close to Yapa, yeah. But I just think it's really funny that we just, like, okay, yeah, I get it, I'm lost, but, like, okay, we regain our bearings. Where are we? Oh, literally, I'm just south of Yapa. You guys can't see it because it's behind my camera. We are just south of Yapa. Well, shoutouts to, teleporting me. Anyway, we're back where we were a second ago. Let's take that, sword, the Vinewood Sap Mask. I'm transported. And died. So that's what the bizarre contraption does. Yep. What were we killed by? That ain't fun. Nope. That's very fun. That's the way CUD works. I was lasered to death by a Mercurial. Huh. I have no idea. I've never heard of a Mercurial before. I could go look it up on the wiki. What is a Mercurial? Let's find out. I'm kind of curious. I mean, how much? I mean, it did 32 damage to me. Oh, 19 strata deep. No, we were dead. Even if I didn't die on that turn, I would have just been dead. Because that was, whatever it was, it teleported me 19 strata deep, which is 19 layers underground. Well, that's deep enough. Yeah, I was just dead, regardless of if that killed me. I kind of figured it would kill me, but also you guys would be sad if I didn't touch it. So, Mercurial. A Mercurial. It's a robot that uses teleportation as its only form of movement, and it fires at enemies from a long range and will teleport to a random location in the current zone whenever it takes damage. It uses a laser rifle as its primary weapon, and will also be carrying 3 chem cells, and it will drop all of these on its death. Oh yeah, no, there was no fucking way in hell I'd kill that either. Just looking at its stats, absolutely no. Oh yeah, no, we're dead. We're done. Save's over. But if you think that's unfun nonsense, you shouldn't play Caves of Cud. And you shouldn't play roguelikes. I love this shit. I live for this shit. That was great. We could have escaped through the black hole. I didn't have any control over when those trigger. So what now? We start over.